This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here. It's a Thursday morning. We want to thank you for waking up early with us here in RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with breaking news from overnight after a man was shot on the west side. This all happened on Timbers Edge Drive. The 29-year-old victim is injured, but is not cooperating with police, which is obviously very frustrating to them, as this is just one of many shootings we've seen in the past few days that remain unsolved.
Yeah, it's been a pretty violent time in the Circle City, this time on the west side of town at this apartment complex. And this happened near Guyan Road, so if you're familiar with that area, we're going to keep looking into this and we'll let you know if there are any updates. But again, it's always difficult if that victim's not willing to cooperate with police to get those crimes solved. Taking a turn right now to Hurricane Dorian. We were tracking the storm even yesterday, and Puerto Rico was bracing for an impact. It looks like the course shifted a little bit, and they are obviously dealing with rain in areas like the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, and now Florida is actually bracing for some storms to head that way.
Yeah, so yesterday we showed you all those people in Puerto Rico gearing up, making sure their houses were going to be safe. They were stocking up on food and water. Well, now that is going to be the scene in Florida and those southeastern states there. They are just waiting for those storms to hit. So we will continue to follow that hurricane's track, and we hope that we don't have to follow the damage then that it leaves behind.
Yeah, we do want to bring in Alyssa Donovan, though, because back here in central Indiana, wow, perfect weather yesterday.
Yes.
Couldn't ask for a better day here in August. What can we expect today?
So yesterday was great. Today is going to be very similar. We are going to warm up a little bit more as we head through the day. And by the afternoon, it will feel just a little bit more humid, and that's just because we have some warm air that's filtering in. But we are starting cool this morning. Temperatures in the 50s and low 60s across the area. So you are going to want a light jacket this morning. As we head through the day, temperatures are going to climb into the low 80s. Those winds will be light out of the southwest, about 5-10 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine today, and then we do have a few chances of showers and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend. I'll break down those details coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thank you.
I was just thinking yesterday, if every day was like this, I mean, I was in the best mood.
Yes.
Just being able to get outside, open those windows.
It was great outside.
So comfortable.
Yeah, love it. All right, thank you, Alyssa. Well, we're talking about hiring Hoosiers and how students are getting prepared from the classroom to a future career, and this one's pretty interesting. If you've ever driven to Columbus, Indiana, you know it's famous worldwide for its architecture, and so students in that area are getting some experience in that field before they even graduate. So Erin Lish is down in Columbus this morning. We'll check in with her, plus have your news, weather, and traffic coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now on Good Morning Indiana, one person is hospitalized after a shooting at a West Side apartment complex. What we know so far about the investigation.
And after a week of violence on the east side, residents want to make their voices heard. What local leaders say needs to be done to improve this area.
Plus, a mother was speaking out after her child was hit by a car during school. Why the district says it followed proper protocol. It's 4:30 on your Friday Eve. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We have Alyssa Donovan here, and she has some great news for our forecast today. Can't wait to get outside.
Yes, it's going to be another beautiful day. We are starting a little cool this morning. Once again, those temperatures have dropped a little bit more than we started yesterday, but we are going to finish the day beautiful outside. 58 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 55 right now in Peru, 57 in Tipton. So as you head out the door this morning, it is going to be a little bit cooler. You are going to want maybe a light jacket or a sweater just to start out the day. You definitely won't need it by the afternoon, though. So we've had those clear skies overnight. That's allowed us to cool way down, and we are going to continue to see those clear skies as we head through the day. What's going on right now is we have high pressure that's in control. That's going to keep us dry and cool, or dry and warm, I should say, as we head through the day, quickly warming into the low 80s by the afternoon. We do have a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm later tonight over some of those northwest counties, and then we are going to see that chance again as we head into tomorrow and into the weekend as well. Temperatures today starting in the 60s. We'll climb into the low 80s this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. I'll have more details on those rain chances coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. We're keeping a close eye on traffic as you head out to start your Thursday. And here's a live look at I-70 near the airport ramps. Now, this area may be pretty busy as we're getting ready to head into a holiday weekend. If you're catching a flight early this morning, you shouldn't have any problems getting to the airport. Everything is moving along up to speed. Let's take a turn right now to the northeast side of town where we have some ongoing construction. You can see some flashing lights in the distance there. This is I-465 and I-69 near Binford Boulevard to our northeast. Traffic in this area is still moving along up to speed this morning. We'll keep a close eye on those construction zones though, and we'll keep you updated on any delays.
Breaking news overnight, a 29-year-old man is recovering after a shooting at a West Side apartment complex. It happened just after midnight outside the Wildwood Village apartments on Timbers Edge Drive. Authorities tell RTV6 they aren't sure what led to the gunfire. They also tell us the victim isn't cooperating with police. Now, East Side residents are asking for more resources that they say can make their community safer.
Yeah, this comes a week after devastating violence on the east side of town. They say the lack of development in their neighborhoods contributes to crime, and they want the city to change its priorities. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett says he's listening to the cries for more investment on Indy's east side, and he says that investment is a priority.
Whether it's investing in food security, food access, whether it's investing in affordable housing, whether it's the efforts that we're making to tear down Town Terrace and the other apartment, Oak Tree Apartments out on Post Road. Those are investments that are improving the quality of life and the quality of place in the Far East Side.
Meanwhile, funeral arrangements have been made for Nicholas and Ashlyn Nelson, the teenage siblings who were shot and killed in their East Side home last week. The family will hold one funeral for the brother and sister at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on September 7th. You can donate to the family through Fifth Third Bank or by bringing gift cards or gift cards for fuel or food to two different locations on the East Side. You can find all of that information at theindychannel.com.
At 4:34, a mother says that her son's school failed her after her child was hit by a car. 7-year-old Frank Barnett was hit after he ran from IPS Stephen Foster School 67 on the west side. This all happened Monday afternoon. That child suffered from a concussion and needed nearly 50 stitches, but is now recovering at home. The first grader has autism, and according to his individualized education program, he's not supposed to be left alone.
He gets curb-to-curb services due to the autism. And when he gets into one of them little moods, depending on what happened at that time of the incident, he runs. And they're all aware of this. It's stated in his IEP, which I do have, that he is to never be left unattended. He's always got to be with an adult, which he was not.
Indianapolis Public Schools tells RTV6 that Frank broke away from a staff member and ran out of the building. School administrators immediately called IPS police as they searched for him.
One suspect accused of robbing and killing a pizza delivery driver has been ordered to spend decades in jail. 19-year-old Juwan Terry pleaded guilty to murder in the death of Levon Drake in August of last year. A judge sentenced Terry to 60 years in prison with 10 years suspension. Terry told investigators 3 men forced Drake into a house near 38th Street and German Church Road on the east side of Indianapolis. They took pizza, shot him, and robbed him. 2 other suspects are scheduled to go to trial later this year.
Fishers police issuing a warning about a phone scam that's costing some residents thousands of dollars. In this scam, the caller impersonates a DEA agent and accuses the person answering the phone of being involved in a illegal drug investigation. Now, the caller demands the person pay to clear their name and warns the victim not to tell anyone else about this conversation. Well, they urge the person to get to a store and purchase gift cards for a certain amount. Again, this is a scam. If you receive this type of call, here are some things you need to keep in mind. Immediately hang up. Never give out any personal information. And remember, no legitimate organization requires payment via gift cards or green dot cards. And no law enforcement agency threatens to arrest you over the phone.
The Humane Society is working to make neglect laws tougher in Hamilton County. The organization is leading calls to update the county's animal ordinance for the first time in more than a decade. Volunteers met last night to talk about the plan. Under the proposal, things like adequate shelter, veterinary care, food and water would be clearly defined. It would also define backyard breeders and puppy mills.
This isn't about being punitive. This is about being fair and really trying to curb the disheartening increase in animal neglect and cruelty cases, just absolutely unthinkable things that we're seeing. We need to take it seriously.
The community is encouraged to attend a commissioners meeting on September 9th where the ordinance will be discussed. It's at 1:45 p.m. at the Hamilton County Judicial Center in Noblesville.
At 4:37 today, the Bargersville Police Department will unveil their new Tesla police vehicles. The department will be the first in Indiana to use the new electric cars. Police Chief Todd Bertram says that the Tesla Model 3s will save taxpayers money on over the gas-powered cars. Fuel and vehicle maintenance are often large expenses for police departments. The Teslas will be unveiled later this morning at 10:30.
We are now 3 days away from rapid transit in Indianapolis, and RTV6 is working for you as the city prepares for the changes. The Indigo Red Line makes its debut on Sunday. Buses will run from Broad Ripple to the University of Indianapolis on the south side. Only on RTV6, we have everything you need to know in our half-hour special Inside the Red Line tonight at 7 o'clock.
Hurricane Dorian continues to strengthen as it continues towards Florida. Coming up, the damage the storm has already caused in Puerto Rico.
And 1 in 3 teens report inhaling secondhand vapor. When we come back, the research being done on the effects of e-cigarettes. Alyssa.
And a cool start to another beautiful day. Chances of showers and thunderstorms are back in the forecast, especially as we head into the weekend. I'll break down the details and what you need to know coming up.
Financing for 60 months on Summer 2019 Atlas models.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana, 4:41 on your Thursday. And here's a live look right now at traffic to the west side, I-465 at I-74. Traffic in this area is moving along smoothly in all directions. We'll keep a close eye out for any crashes and keep you updated.
Here's a look at what to expect in your day ahead. Millions of Americans will be traveling this Labor Day weekend, and today is expected to be the busiest. 17.5 million Americans will fly between today and Tuesday. AAA expects more Americans to hit the road this year compared to 2018.
Today also marks the opening of the new Star Wars themed land at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. At Galaxy's Edge, visitors will be able to fly the Millennium Falcon, drink blue or green milk, and pick up resistance supplies. A similar land opened in California's Disneyland earlier this year.
2 more Democratic candidates are out of the race as the deadline is over for candidates to qualify for the next primary debate. New York Senator Kristen Gillibrand announced yesterday that she was dropping out of the race, and Mayor Bill de Blasio came up short on the qualification requirements. A total of 10 candidates, including former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Bernie Sanders, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, did meet the threshold. They will all participate in the debate hosted by ABC on September 12th. You can watch it right here, only on RTV6.
Ahead of the 2020 elections, Facebook is issuing stricter rules on political ads. The social media network says that it caught some advertisers trying to game the system, and they were misleading users about who was funding those ads. The new system requires advertisers to verify their identity in one of 2 ways. They can submit credentials to obtain a confirmed organization label on ads, or a second option will indicate less confidence in the advertiser's true identity. The new requirements will go into effect mid-September.
A state of emergency declared in Florida. People up and down the coast are bracing for what could be a major hurricane by this weekend. At last check, Hurricane Dorian was packing winds of up to 85 miles per hour.
But it's expected to gain strength and grow into a Category 3 storm. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi has the very latest.
This morning, people in Florida fueling up. Bottled water flying off the shelves as emergency officials and forecasters sound the alarm.
All of Florida is in play. Everyone there needs to prepare.
Bottom line is that we have a very, very serious hurricane threat to the state of Florida.
Forecasters say Dorian could grow into a Category 3 hurricane by the time it reaches the Florida coast late this weekend. People from Jacksonville down to Miami taking no chances, buying generators, batteries, and flashlights.
We are ready. We are not the last minute people for a hurricane. We know what hurricanes do.
I'm not that concerned, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry.
The state's governor has already declared a state of emergency. Local officials are warning residents, know your evacuation routes.
This is no time to panic. We don't know what will develop in the days ahead.
The U.S. Virgin Islands took a direct hit from Dorian as a Category 1 storm. New video shows winds up to 80 miles per hour, wreaking havoc on marinas and damaging buildings on St. Thomas and Tortola. Nearly 40,000 power outages reported. And in Puerto Rico, heavy rains and strong winds, but a sigh of relief as the island was spared the brunt of the storm.
And overnight, we've learned that President Trump approved an emergency declaration for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, officials there say they've seen a lot worse in recent years from other storms, but we're expecting a better damage assessment later today. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
And we are seeing another calm and beautiful day here today across central Indiana. Clear skies to start out. That has allowed us to cool way down overnight. It's 58 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 54 in Kokomo, and 57 in Bloomington with light winds and clear skies. Those clear skies are going to keep us cooling down over the next couple hours here. And that's why we have started off so chilly this morning. You are going to want maybe a light jacket to start out your morning. You will not need it by the afternoon, though, because we are going to see us warm way up today. So high pressure is in control, and what's going to happen today is that's going to break down a little bit, allowing for some warm and humid air to move in. So temperatures are going to climb into the low 80s today. It's going to feel a little bit more humid outside as we head into the afternoon. And then by the overnight hours, we have this front just to the north of us that could impact some of our northwest counties. Most of us likely won't see the impacts of that, but I want to show you just our temperatures today and our clear skies. We're starting out in the 50s this morning. As you head out the door right around 7 a.m., we're staying in the 50s, so you are going to want that light jacket. Sunshine is going to be plentiful today. That high pressure is keeping those clouds clear out of our area, so we are going to see that sunshine. Temperatures in the mid-70s by the noon hour, and then we will climb into the low 80s this afternoon. And then we do have just a little bit of cloud coverage as we head into the early evening. That's just ahead of that system that could impact some of you northwest counties overnight tonight. So what's going on is we have this cold front just off to the north. That's going to push in to some of those northwest counties, bringing us a small chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorms for overnight, and then that will clear out by tomorrow morning. Another chance of showers and storms comes Friday. Also a few chances as we head into the weekend, just as that system continues to impact us. Small chance of severe weather tonight. We are under that marginal risk for northwest counties. The main threats with that system are going to be the potential of some lightning and possibly some damaging wind and hail. And of course, that's a good time to get your Storm Shield app so you are staying aware, especially since it's happening in those overnight hours when many of you will be asleep. It will be good to know what's going on. Looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures will be in the 80s, a little bit more humid out there. Small chance of showers and thunderstorms both days, but just a small chance, 30% chance on Sunday, 20% chance on Saturday. So I wouldn't cancel any plans, just be aware that there's that possibility. Today, it's going to be a beautiful day, starting with those temperatures in the 50s this morning, climbing into the low 80s this afternoon. And then tomorrow, we are staying warm in the low 80s. Chances of showers and thunderstorms, small chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also overnight tonight for some of you northwest counties. Labor Day looking great, mostly sunny skies in the low 80s.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Let's take a live look right now from our INDOT traffic camera. I-65 and 30th Street north of downtown. You can see traffic in this area is moving along smoothly. We do have construction ongoing in this area. You can see some barrels there in the travel lanes, but that's not impacting your commute at this hour, so that is great news. Let's take a look at our traffic now. Matt, planning out your commute right now. No crashes to report, so let's look at some drive times. Heading eastbound on I-70 from Ronald Reagan Parkway near the airport to I-65 downtown at the South Split. It's only a 12-minute commute, so everything there is traveling up to speed. Great news if you're heading through that area at this early hour. But let's head up to the northeast side. We are monitoring some ongoing construction and road work. Might slow you down just a tad this morning. I-465 and I-69, that ramp system in the area. You can see traffic is picking up as well. We'll keep a close eye on this area and keep you updated.
We have all heard of secondhand smoke, but now a study is looking at secondhand vapor. Researchers report more middle and high school students are being exposed to secondhand vapor from e-cigarettes in public. About 1 in 3 students say they inhaled secondhand vapor last year. Scientists still do not know the health impacts of secondhand e-cigarette vapor, but say it is an active area of study.
Well, despite efforts to conserve water at home, we're still seeing our water and sewer bills go up. According to the Bluefield Research, bills have gone up by more than 3% this year already. That's about $100 a year. Sewer and water rates are going up faster than inflation, groceries, and even gasoline. Researchers say labor and energy costs to run these systems are now higher, and in many places, the pipes and the systems are old.
There are savings available if we could invest in maybe more energy efficient pumps, for example, or be more proactive about maintaining our pipe networks. But because we've been deferring maintenance on those assets, the cost of running them has gone up in recent years.
Well, in some places, rates may not increase for a few years, and then suddenly utility companies have to raise them a lot to cover those costs.
Getting a new car can be exciting, but some car owners aren't quite ready for all the new bells and whistles. Drivers are especially annoyed with advanced driver assistance systems. The tool alerts you when you veer out of your lane or are about to hit something. According to a study by J.D. Power, more than half of people actually turn it off. Some say the technology is also unreliable. Manufacturers say they are working to improve these features and make them more user-friendly. If I had $1 for every time my car asked me if I was tired, I'd be driving a lot nicer car.
Well, a Coke bottle is now banned by the TSA. Just after the break, what the agency says is wrong with that Star Wars souvenir.
And a family is looking for answers after their mother was killed while crossing the street. New at 5, the request for help to find the person responsible. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Today on Court TV, the case is wrapping up against Ashley MacArthur. She's a former CSI tech who's been accused of killing her friend. The defense case should begin, and the big question is whether or not the defendant will take the stand in her own defense. We are live in Pensacola, Florida, for the dramatic finish of Florida versus MacArthur.
Vinny, thanks. Don't forget you can watch all the new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
This is working for you.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana, 4:55 on your Thursday. And here's a live look at traffic in the downtown area. I-65 and I-70 at the North Split. You shouldn't run into any issues for your downtown commute. We'll keep a close eye on your interstates and your highways and keep you updated this morning. Well, the TSA is banning Coke bottles that they say look too much like explosives.
The Star Wars themed bottles are now banned from all checked and carry-on luggage. They are shaped like small orbs that resemble either a droid or a thermal detonator. The bottles are only sold inside the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme parks at Disneyland and Disney World. The TSA announced on Twitter that they are banned because they fall into the category of replica and inert explosives.
I could see that look a little weird on the X-ray.
Yeah.
All right, well, BMW is taking one of its special edition cars and making it even more special. The automaker says it plans to unveil the newest BMW X6 model next month, and one of them will be sprayed in Vanta Black finish. Vanta Black is considered to be the blackest shade of black. The British artist bought the exclusive rights to it back in 2016, but BMW says its Vanta Black is slightly a different material. It absorbs 99% of light, making it the darkest pigment on Earth. Cool. There you go.
I wonder how I just black. Wow.
I bet it's going to look like a black car.
And they're only making one of them? Interesting. Okay. Well, hopefully someone in Indy doesn't buy it and we don't run into it.
You won't even see it at night.
On our commute to work. So we wouldn't see it.
Yeah. But we do have a good commute this morning. You may even want to roll the windows down a little bit.
Yeah. So a little chilly to start out this morning. We'll be in the 50s and then we're going to climb into the 80s today. Mostly sunny skies. We are going to see a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm overnight for northwest counties, and then a small chance Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. By Labor Day, things are looking beautiful, mostly sunny skies. We are going to see some pretty dry conditions for your holiday weekend, just those small chances on Saturday and Sunday of an isolated shower or storm.